Ciao ragazzi, this is Katie Portanova, and you're listening to Florence and Me. I'm a lover of stories and all things Italian, and I'm going to bring you all that in this podcast. My intention is to inspire you to step out of your comfort zone and explore life and travel the world. Join me as I tell you my story and many others about Italy and my love, Florence. Andiamo! Ciao a tutti! I'm back from another trip to Italy, this time our first retreat. It was amazing. Stefano was my right-hand man. He was our driver, and this first time, I was happy to have my mother-in-law, Fernanda, be our cook for some of our meals, which was amazing. Everyone says she was an amazing cook, and I already knew that. She's very humbled by it all. So I'm just going to break it down here for you. So the week started off kind of crappy because it was pouring rain when I picked up our guests at the train station in Castelfiorentino. However, the weather was typical fall-like for Florence, for Tuscany. So some days it was a little rainy, but the sun came out eventually. It was everything I hoped it would have been for my first retreat. I was very happy to have gotten to know the people, the participants. We had a great time getting to know each other, had great dinners, had great conversation, and I got to visit Siena, which I hadn't visited since I was a student. And I remembered more than I thought about Siena or how to get around Siena. We had a great lunch. Nothing out of the ordinary, but for Tuscany, it was delicious. We went to 3 different vineyards, and all 3 I absolutely love. And I'm thinking of doing maybe even a longer retreat in the future because there's just so much to do in a week. There's so much to see in a week, but also to get from one place to another, it takes a while. It's not like in the States where there's one really fast way and then there's a little bit of slower way and then there's a medium slow way and it's not like that. Some things that I noticed, especially with this group that I had, they were newbies to Tuscany. I imagine also newbies to the curvy roads of Tuscany. The car we got was not equipped probably for older adults, which is unfortunate because car rentals in general are really expensive. But so there's a lot of things that we learned about who's going to be coming on our retreats and what type of vehicle we should rent or, as we were discussing as we got home, to buy for upcoming retreats. That is on the back burner, of course. So let me just point out some things that I noticed being a person that has lived and been to Italy, lived in Italy for over 20 years, seeing Italy through newbies' eyes, new vacationer, new tourist eyes. There's some things to take into account. If you're coming on a retreat with me, or you're thinking about, contacting me about coming onto a retreat, our upcoming ones are in next September. If you're wondering, I'm going to be dropping the pricing and details of each retreat in due time. and that will be coming out in an email. So if you're not on my email list, make sure you get on that. So what I noticed through this experience is that if you are not a able-bodied person, not saying that these people weren't, they were very active. They are very active. But I'd like to let you know that if you're not an active person and you plan on coming on a retreat with me, don't, because there's a lot of hills that we're going to be walking up. It's quite an energy sucker. I don't think Americans specifically don't understand the exhaustion that happens after walking all day. Doesn't matter if it's just half a day or a full day. I just noticed, especially with the group I had this time, it was very, very tiring for them. So anyway, I don't want to deter anybody, but I just want you to know that our retreats aren't just for sitting around the pool and drinking wine, as much as a lot of people would love to do that. I know some people that would, but that's not what my retreats are about. Truly Italy retreats are not about that. We explore, we go on adventures, we meet people, we speak the language, we become a family, is what I got from these participants. They felt like they were part of an Italian family. They felt like some of them felt like they learned Italian just by hearing me and Stefano talk, us talking to waiters, or just conversing with my mother-in-law and other people around us. They felt they were part of something, and it wasn't just a hotel they were in. It wasn't just a villa, that wasn't warm. It was full of love, and it was full of heart. And yeah, so that's what I was hoping to convey that this week, and it did. It came across just like that, and these people felt very much taken care of. They enjoyed every single meal. They raved about the place and where we were. It was exactly what they were looking for, being already had traveled. They were traveling in Rome for the week before, so it was a nice relaxing time for them. So yeah, that was one of the big feedback points I got, was that they felt like a family. They felt like they were part of my family, and that's important, especially when, let's say you're traveling solo, and that's like my women's retreat coming up in September, which is September 11th through the 18th. That's a women's retreat. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to come solo, but maybe you do. Maybe you want to come solo. But I want you to know that it's a small group of people. We are not talking 10 and above. I'm actually talking 10 less than 10. I'm probably going to be only taking about 5 people on both retreats. 4 was amazing. I liked having 4 people. It was nice to keep track of them, and we got to know each other, and we felt connected, and I think that's what it's all about, especially if you're coming into this experience not knowing anybody. I don't want anyone to feel left out. I was left out a lot as a child, so I want everyone to feel included, especially with the activities that we've done. Everyone was able to feel included, ask their questions to the vineyards, to Maria when she was making the pizza, and the cooking class, and it was just, everything was amazing, guys. It really was. Things are really moving for Truly Italy, and I'm excited because this week, in a couple days, I'm going to be doing a wine tasting locally outside of Chicago with a friend of mine and some networking friends. So I'm really excited just to get that boom and like see how this Tuscan Wine Club goes. I'm giving it a try. Okay. I'm excited to share with you vineyards that you don't see in the store, vineyards that you'll only see with me. If you come on a retreat with me, Or if I see you locally and you want to come to a wine tasting, I'm going to plan on doing more of these because I think they're very important. Because you're not going to buy wine from some random girl on the internet. Unless you know the girl, like me, and you know the wine, and you know the story, and you know the passion, the love that was used to make this wine. And that's what I, again, want to convey to you, my folks, my clients, my people, my listeners, that this is what it's all about. And this past trip was very eye-opening for me, having just lost my Nana, which was the last episode, which was very depressing. I'm sure it was, but emotions running wild. I just realized over this trip, you only live once. And again, I haven't just realized this. I say this a lot on the podcast, but I don't want to think back on my life and that I didn't try and I didn't do what I really want to do. And I know I'm good at exploring and sharing and giving people the experience that I wish I had when I first came to Italy. I want to do that for you. And maybe you are a lone wolf and you want to plan your trip on your own, but you need some help. You're not really sure. I'm also available for that. I love helping people find really cool things to do. I'm slowly building my network of vendors and excursion people. Why do I say that? Excursions and experiences with other amazing people in Tuscany. And I want to reach out to those people, and I want to reach out for you if you need that. If you need a hot air balloon ride because you're proposing to your girlfriend, that you need, you want to go on this beautiful hike in the mountains of Mount Cetona, which is in the southern Tuscany, or that you want to go on a beautiful bike ride with a tour, and be guided to a beautiful castle to have a wine tasting. I don't know, whatever that is for you, I want to be there to help, because this has been my dream for over 20 years, to have Italy in my life all the time and to share the uniqueness and the authenticity that is Italy, that isn't cookie cutter, coach bus, woman holding a flag or flower through the streets of Florence. That's not me. That's not me at all. And I realize that every day, every time we woke up in the morning and I said, okay, it's going to be a good day. We're going to go to Siena, blah, blah. I was so excited just to tell them little tidbits that I remember when I studied here in Italy. So those things live on, especially when I give these tours and when I give these do these retreats. It was incredible, you guys. I really think this is my calling. There's a lot more I'd like to do. I'd like to just branch out into different parts of Tuscany as well, and then eventually go down to Puglia. But I digress. I digress. I'm going too fast. I need to rewind and just think about the present right now. Because right now, next year, September, we're doing 2 back-to-back. And they're going to be 2 different experiences. So I initially said that the Wine and Relax retreat was going to be for couples only, but I'm kind of going to let that fade out a little bit. And if there are couples that come, great. If not, I'm okay with whoever wants to come, because that one's going to be more about wine tastings, cooking class, relaxation, of course. Maybe I'll add in some meditation. I'm not sure, but that's going to be closer to Florence, to my heart. So there's going to be really cool things going on there. And then the second week is going to be all women. So if you define yourself as a woman, a non-binary, anybody who is a woman. I'm going to be doing yoga classes every day. Meditation, maybe every other day, maybe every day. It depends on what do you guys want? I'm going to leave it up to you. I liked that I did that this time too, because there are certain things I had planned and then it didn't work. And they said, no, you know what? We don't need that. We're going to do this instead. Okay, great. I like to have options as well. You know, I don't like to be, I'm very flexible. I like to have a plan, but I don't always need to follow that plan because I don't like plans. I'm not an organized person, but when it comes to my business, I'm very organized. But in life, in my house, I'm not as organized. So, yeah, if any of this is reaching you and you're like, I need a week away in Tuscany at a villa with our own pool. Both homes have their own pool. It's two different experiences. So I want you guys to know that you're not going to be getting the same thing at each one. The only thing we might do the same is just maybe we'll have a wine tasting in the second week, maybe two. I'm not sure. But yeah, I will definitely be sending an email out soon. I just wanted to jump in here and tell you what an amazing trip I had, how much I feel like I've grown as a person, and as my business grows, I hope you grow with me. I hope you're with me with this when you're listening, because I'm hella excited about what's coming. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then I'm sure there's other things I'm going to think of after I hit stop. But right now I'm on a high. I'm very, very excited. Allora, buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, wherever you are. And I will see you soon. Speak to you soon. A presto. Ciao, ciao, ciao. I am beyond grateful for you listening to my podcast right now. I am so excited to share my journey of living abroad and all of my stories of Florence and Italy and all the places in between that I've visited. If this has reached you in any way and you would like to continue, please subscribe now. Also, go check out my website, trulyitaly.tours, for all my travel experiences. Ci si vede. Ciao.